This week's episode of the award-winning Here For It podcast is brought to you by vacuum cleaners.
I thought you was gonna say vaccinations, cause
well, we need those out here. Get your vaccinations. But vacuum cleaners is what is brought to you by this week. If you're not sucking dick like a dirt devil out here,
whoa,
you are doing it wrong.
Why I gotta be a dirt devil? Can it be a Hoover?
It could be no.
We use Hoover down in Mississippi.
No, dirt devil you can take into the car.
Oh, the little things you push by handheld.
Oh yeah, she's gonna get it all. She's gonna get it all.
Slob on that thing.
If you're not passionate enough about dick that you are willing to choke, let a tear form in the corner of your eye, heave.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Get a little dehydrated.
Oh, okay. Past the participle.
Yeah. Then just retire. You are doing it wrong. Stop it. You're torturing people out here.
Me?
Yeah.
And I don't want it. I'm like, what are you doing? Get up, sir.
If you are torturing people out here with your blowjobs, you stop doing those jobs. Find another place of employment. Be a vacuum cleaner. I empower you.
And that goes for knocking on the back door as well, sirs. If you identify as a him. He, him, his. That goes for y'all too.
I don't know what that means.
Suck on that hole. Come on.
Okay. We'll cover that next week.
Thank you.
Casual dick suckers are the beepers of 2019. Do not be a beeper out here.
What's a beeper, mama?
Obsolete.
I'm a millennial. I don't know what
obsolete.
I saw those in the 504 Boys movie. Like Master P. No, Silk the Shocker had the beep Master P.
Oh.
Maya was in the music video.
Okay.
I'm moving on.
Very old.
I'm moving on.
The rest of the world has moved on from that. This is Here For It podcast, your weekly commentary in mental health, sexual health, and everything gay.
Oh.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman, a.k.a. America's ass and dick, BKA the last top of Winterfell.
Oh, wow. My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters, a.k.a. the queen hiding with trade behind the wall. BKA, what else can I be? I watch Game of Thrones now, so I'm just so turned up. I'm like,
and you don't know none of the names.
So I don't. BKA, to freedom. BKA, who else can I be? AKA the Night King.
All right.
R.I.P. to the Night King.
Spoiler alert! If you have not
R.I.P. to
seen
Thanos. R.I.P. to Drag Race. R.I.P. to all these girls. Everybody died. Spoiler alert! Everybody dies.
Wow, except Beyonce. Our icebreaker this week is
spoiler alerts. Don't ruin the end game. Well, bitch, come pay $15 for end game, and then you tell me what to do with my ticket to end game and my commentary on my Twitter. I'm finna turn into Nene Leaks. This is my Twitter at Nene Leaks. You can't tell me what I can and can't say on there. My husband getting on my nerves.
She about to also be without a job as well, so write that down.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna calm down. We 1 minute into the episode.
Okay. Remember you said that. This week's icebreaker is: what is the craziest thing you have done for love?
Pretended to love both of them. I pretended to love both of them.
And you loved which one?
The one that I knew I didn't have no goddamn chance in hell in fucking begin with. Why is it that way though? You see the bad guy and you're like, ooh, I love him. But then there's like the guy that you know is like, okay, but he works down to the bank and he's a supervisor and he, I want the nigga with no job who will cancel on me at a moment's notice after I done dushed. Like I want him.
So you're Sierra from
I'm very dushing for nothing. I'm just dushing
for health reasons. For health reasons.
Clean Collins.
Yeah.
2011. I was dumb. That's the pretended to love both of them. That's the dumbest shit I ever done.
Okay. That's one. Okay. I think the dumbest thing that I've done for love is probably continue to be in love when I knew that we weren't in love.
See,
That was dumb. That was real dumb. I was like, I know this nigga don't love me, and I don't love him. But let's pretend.
See,
Sure.
see.
Let's just pretend and see what happens. Maybe come back around.
Yeah.
But that was dumb. If you guys could share with us what is the craziest thing that love has made you do.
Hashtag here for it, Hive.
Yeah, we will also talk about it on Twitter as well. Our word of the day, WERD, is figging. 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 Any clue?
It sounds like tops and bottoms relations, but I was gonna let you finish because I'm not sure. Because if a bottom figging themselves, then I'm like, ooh, this sound gay.
It can be done by someone.
A solo?
Someone else and or solo.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm like, I don't know.
So figging is inserting a piece of ginger or hot chili pepper into
Whoa. Man, it's a bird.
the kids are they're bored.
We also talk on Patreon content.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. Inserting a piece of ginger or hot chili pepper into the anus to produce a burning or warming sensation.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they are bored with regular sex at this point. They're looking for something that they can feel, something that they can use, and
a reason to call out to work tomorrow.
yes, a reason to be in the emergency room as well. We're not judging you. That's what's going to happen.
I can't do those things. I'm not yucking your yum, but I don't want a hot chili pepper on my thing.
Good for you.
But there's people who put things in their urethra, and I'm like, woo! I would not put that in mine, but you put that in yours.
Nobody's supposed to be here.
No thing is supposed to be here either. Well, besides the penis.
In your urethra? Wow.
That sounded like judgment, and I would like you to stop judging me.
It sounds like you have a vagina.
I would like to, when you uncut, you could put the other penis docking. Word of the day, part 2.
No, that was the word of the day already, like a year
ago.
Word
of the day, I'm late. Okay.
TBT. Yeah, okay. You don't listen. Cool. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast, to the niggas that do. These two homos appreciate all of your support over the last 2 years.
3,
if you would like,
7. How many is it?
Bad at math. Stop talking. If you would like to continue to support this podcast, for $1 a month, you can get over to our Patreon for at least $1 a month and get exclusive content that we do not air on this show, where we air things for the free. For example, this week we did another iteration of Questions on the Timeline, and we did sexual health. So you will not get sexual health on this episode. Only Patreon subscribers will get it. And spoiler alert, I talked about 2 penises in a situation. So you will want to get over to our Patreon right now. For at least $1 a month, you can get that content immediately. Our sponsor this week is Project Briggs again. Oh,
we broke it.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Imagine that it worked.
Critical care unit. Critical care unit. We need a nurse.
Right, we need an AED. We need an AED for our special effects. But Raheem Briggs, beautiful soul, beautiful representation of what the DC gay community is and should be, was at the Gay State of the Union address this past weekend, and he said some words that go right along with his sponsorship. He said, "Movements cost money." Direct quote. This is a movement. Everything that we're doing and everything that we talk about on this podcast is a movement, and it costs money. And people like Project Briggs were willing to put their money behind this project so that it continues, that we continue to talk about important issues, that we continue to have a voice as Black gay creatives in a space where Black gay creatives only talk about straight issues. And Project Briggs is working on an upcoming event where they will be doing an annual Casa Ruby toiletry drive. So as you know, Casa Ruby is one of our favorite projects to work with. They are a homeless shelter for gay and transgender youth. And that's where we did our 1-year anniversary show, and one of the places that we try to show as much support as possible. And Project Briggs is joining in that support with their new community engagement activity with Casa Ruby. They will be donating toiletries and asking people for financial donations for Casa Ruby if you cannot donate actual toiletries. The date is to be announced yet. They have not announced the date yet, but once they announce the date, we will talk about it on Here For It podcast. So thank you again to Project Briggs. Thank you so much to Raheem for all the support and for all of you guys that get over to our Patreon. We love you.
Thank you.
The long way.
Oh.
Our affirmation this week is inspired by Game of Thrones, obviously, because Game of Thrones was lit. Not today. If you saw the episode of Game of Thrones that aired Sunday, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you did not, I will break it down. Not today. You have to identify things in your life and tell them not today. You will tell them that it is not the time for the shenanigans or the time for the bullshit or the time for being defeated. In the episode of Game of Thrones, it was told to Arya Stark that today was not her day to die. And she agreed that not today was absolutely true of her story. And she ended up becoming one of the biggest heroes in all 8 seasons because of that mantra, not today. So tell failure, tell struggle, tell depression, tell anxiety, tell suicidal ideations, tell body dysmorphia, not today.
Bye, girl.
Not fucking today.
Call me back.
Not today.
I'm sorry, girl.
You may catch up with me another day, but it's not today.
This my mama calling. I gotta call you back.
Different things will come at you every day, and multiple different things will come at you at once. You have to mark your line in the sand and tell them hoes, not today. Not even death.
TTYL.
Not today. Your will to survive and to succeed is stronger than the darkness that will stalk you in your weakest moments. Keep telling those bitches, not today. That is our affirmation this week.
What's going on in Hot Topics?
In our tepid topics.
They're not even hot.
No. Like I said, Arya Stark is my new favorite white girl. I changed from Sansa from last week.
You changed from Sansa?
Sure did. Yep, sure did.
Wow.
Sure did.
You're a gully queen.
Thank you. I'm the Gully Queen defender. But Arya did that damn thing, and I'm not going to even go into full spoilers if you guys have not seen it.
You gotta watch it.
It was literally yesterday. Y'all catch up. Catch up. It was great.
Yeah.
The first thing I wanted to talk about was this weekend's Pride events in Philadelphia.
Oh my god.
I'm starting with a drag.
Oh my god.
Starting with a drag.
Oh shit. Here we go.
So Philadelphia has had Black Pride during pin relays for as long as I have known that I was a gay.
The end of April, like April 26th, April 23rd, whatever the last weekend in April, the black gays have always had that. That's their thing. Let them do that.
And in Philadelphia, there's really not many spaces for black gays, one, and spaces that cater only to black gays.
It's like sweeps weeks for them because it's really important.
It is the biggest weekend for black gay people in Philadelphia all year long. Mm-hmm. There will never be another time that more black gays congregate in Philadelphia than this one weekend. This one weekend, we have 52. We have 52 weeks in a year.
Girl, we get one.
The black gays get one weekend.
We get one, child.
Woody's, a bar in Philadelphia that is owned by Anglo-Saxon colonizers, decided that they would like to counter-program this one weekend of 52 fucking weekends of the year. Do they do big events other weeks? No.
Sure.
They just operate.
Maybe? I don't know.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Okay, I don't think they did.
It's just a bar that they just
I never heard of anybody performing at Woody's. I'm like, yeah, that's like a cute name if it was true, but I never heard of that. So.
No, it's the typical go-to for just all the gays. Black gays, brown gays, white gays, mostly white gays. In Philadelphia, Woody's. If you are from Philadelphia, visit Philadelphia, you know what I'm talking about, Woody's. Owned by white people, decided that they were going to do counter-programming this one weekend of 52 weekends. Counter-programming to Black Pride during the pin relays. And it failed. It flopped. It floundered. It was a fail. They tried to do a block party, quote unquote, a block party. I don't know how many white people you know that do block parties. just feel like that's us. I don't know no white people that do block parties. I feel like that's us. And so for them to do the dog whistle of, well, we're going to have a block party during Black Pride on the same block that Woody's is on to increase their patronage and to increase the dollars that were coming into Woody's during the same time that actual Black Pride organizers, promoters, were doing their one event of 52 years.
52 weeks.
50, well, it seems a long time.
You're passionate about it. I can tell in your face you're passionate. Okay.
But I was excited to see that it failed because it needed to. But it was a reminder that our spaces that we do have, while we have them, we need to celebrate them and we need to patronize them.
Support them, yes.
Because going to the white girls bar during Black Pride,
that would have been,
that ain't helping nobody.
Tragedy.
Who's it helping? Who's it helping?
Because
they're getting the money year round already. They don't need your support during Black Pride. The people that are putting on Black Pride for the black people need your support. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was more of the same of advantaged groups trying to erase spaces of disadvantaged groups. I also saw the same thing right here in DC this weekend, and it pissed me off, obviously. I think that LGBT spaces should be for LGBT people because we don't have other spaces. When you are a cishet person, you have all of the spaces. Find a bar, find a club. It's catered to you. No matter what color you are, no matter what type of nigga you like, there are hundreds of gay clubs and of straight clubs and straight bars that straight people can go to. And this weekend, I happened to go to a club. I will not name her, but half of the people that were in there were straight in a gay club, a notably gay club owned by gay people with a big ass gay.
Was that the club that I went to?
Sure
was.
I
was gonna say, because I was there. I remember that experience.
Sure was.
Okay, great. Okay.
So that I feel is also an effort to erase LGBT spaces by flooding them with heteronormativity. Why are you here?
Especially with people that can't dance.
Well, that's another story.
That's what I was just so mad because there was so many people in there. I'm like, hey, y'all can't dance. Move! Move!
With their boyfriend and girlfriend.
Literally, move. Do a movement of some kind. What are y'all doing?
The movement needs to go back to the straight club. Go to the straight club.
Move over there.
Y'all have so many spaces. Why are you here?
Oh, yeah. Okay, great.
So many spaces. Why are you here?
That's why I left, because I was like, I've been here for like 45 minutes and I can't do it.
And straight women.
Huh?
I love you.
Me.
I really do. But get your ass out the goddamn gay club. Go away. That is not your space. Come once in a while. I don't need to see y'all you should not be more of a frequent at the gay club than me.
The ghetto.
Why are you at the gay club get out. If there's problems at the straight club of, oh, well, they try to come on to me and they flirt with me, then you fix the problem at the straight club. Don't come to the gay club as a rescue.
Because I'm busy trying to fix colorism issues down to the gay club. I can't be fixing colorism issues at my club and issues at your club. Go to your club.
Please go to your club.
Fix those issues at your club.
You are in the way.
Hashtag your club.
You're in the way.
The ghetto.
A couple weeks ago, we also talked about the Gay Defense Act here in the United States, and unfortunately, it has been exported to Jamaica, like they actually needed a law that was protecting straight people while assaulting and or killing gay people, because they don't need that law because that was already happening there. But it is a full fact. In the last week, there was a gentleman that allegedly propositioned a straight man, said straight man beat him to death because he felt that he was propositioned. His lawyers in court this weekend cited the Gay Defense Act that has been popularly utilized here in the United States, and he is only charged with manslaughter and may be set free. The story was on Gay Star News. It is only made the news because it is a popular fashion designer that was killed. The popular fashion designer was also the face of Pride of 2016. So here we are again, back to the same old stuff in Jamaica.
I'm not here for it.
Absolutely not here for it. I want to make sure that we report on this story, but at the same time realize that all of Jamaica is not the same. These stories continuously happen in Kingston and do not happen in more of the touristy areas. I have been to Negril, I've been to Ocho Rios, I've been to Montego Bay, and I've never experienced anything like this, never seen anything like this. It is definitely not all of Jamaica, but there are parts of Jamaica that you should definitely be very cautious in. I have never been to Kingston and have no plans on going to Kingston, because every time there's one of these issues, it's always in Kingston, it's always in the suburbs surrounding Kingston, and I'm not interested. I'm not coming to pay my money to be persecuted. I can do that in the United States.
Chap, in Trump's America.
I can do that in the United States. But be ye mindful. Why this is why I wanted the story talked about. Again, like I said, it's reported on Gay Star News. But these laws that the Christian conservative right are enacting and enabling are spreading. This was an American law that American lawyers and politicians had upheld, but now it's in Jamaica, of all places. Like, they need a goddamn law. So be cognizant of that. The latest episode of Wife Swap is back.
Oh, do you watch that?
I watched the old season like years ago when it was that fat Christian woman that said everything was dark-sided.
She said, "I done what everybody's want to do. Take me to a church." She was like, "I done everything else." Y'all been saying, no. She was not having it.
So, similar episode. For the first time ever on Wife Swap, they had a gay couple transition homes with a straight couple. The gay couple was two black gay males. I believe it was Atlanta. I really believe it was Atlanta.
They were looking for couples in Georgia, so I think that it was. But on the episode, they showed the people going to either Chattanooga or Knoxville, so they were definitely like heading north from Atlanta, but they didn't know which way to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of country.
It was north of Atlanta.
I think the country white couple were north of Atlanta, and then the gay progressive couple with the two babies were in Atlanta.
Yeah, because Mama had 8 kids and no nanny, and so I think you better work it out.
And no power in the home. So I think that it's a great episode to watch. I always enjoy watching Trump supporters and those embarrass themselves of the Christian right all the time. Be loud and wrong, and then be like, "Well, I'm gonna pray about it." Well,
they get their commandments printed out, and ma'am, the words on here is wrong. They had their 10 commandments of their marriage printed out. I was like, but ma'am, you should erase number 3, number 7, and number 9.
Especially because it don't benefit you because you're a female?
And number 1, the man is the head of the household. And that's the number 1 commandment? Erase that one.
Yeah.
Erase that one.
Again, the episode was funny. There were parts where the husband was making the white woman pick up dog shit. I live.
She compared gay couples to dog food, and so then he made her pick up dog shit and stood on the back porch with his homegirl and left.
While they was holding the babies that she wanted to hold, that he wouldn't let her hold because she was dirty. I lived.
And then they had a devotional about judgment.
From someone that was doing all the judging, yes. It was holding a mirror up to what Christian conservatives...
I think she was wrong. I think she was wrong, but I think he was wrong as well.
No, where was he wrong at? Making her pick up dog shit for that.
Jesus loved everybody.
If you believe in Jesus, sure.
Oh, so you don't believe in Jesus? No. I don't know. I'm asking. Well, I do know, but I'm just...
Oh, okay. Starting mess.
We on the... Starting mess with the podcast.
I also got my life when the gay husband told her that he wanted to keep the nanny around, and then in her rules she put that the nanny had to go away so she could try to hold the babies, and then he was like, no, I'm gonna hold both of the babies at the same time.
I'm still gonna hold both of the babies.
I don't trust your dirty white hands.
Yeah, I didn't like his comments on that. He was like, she picked up my children, and I didn't see her wash her hands, so I'm gonna give them a deep scrub tonight to make sure that they're clean. That was kind of mean. The way he said it was mean. Now, in his actions, if he felt like he was passionate about his children being clean and not being exposed to blah, 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 and all those things, great, sure. But the way he went about it was very...
It was discernment. Because he didn't get to see her house, but he could tell her spirit was dirty. And that house was dirty. There was dog shit everywhere.
It was.
They didn't
and
clean
the dog
nothing
shit on the floor, and when it got back on the couch, I was like, how does your dog shit on your floor and go get back on your couch?
When you live in a house like that. And little dogs.
And the dog, yeah, it was a Chihuahua. What that was?
A mutt. It was a Chihuahua mutt mix.
It was a something.
She had free license to shit all over the goddamn house
floor
and go lay on the couch and just chill.
It wasn't even a solid turd. It was watery.
Diarrhea.
Now I gotta go get my rug cleaned.
I don't feel like they're the type of people that do that. I feel like they just might have put some like spray on it with some paper towel and like, oh, she's good.
And she was like, I'm a nurse. I can touch babies. And I was like, girl, I've seen some nurses. Oh, I've done seen some nurses working down to the hospital. I wouldn't let neither one of these nurses touch me.
Long story short, it was a good episode.
Spoiler alert.
Come back to Wife Swap. I know she's been gone off for a while, but she's back with the jump off, and she's now representing
Wife
us.
Swap was
and showing like a positive, upstanding black gay couple with kids that were very progressive. They looked like they were above middle class. I'm sure that they had
a little
some
taste. They were Southern, a little taste. A little bit.
Okay. Now we edited Memphis out. Cool. The next story is Ohio legislature has moved to ban children from doing drag shows at school.
They voted on... Oh, I knew it was up for a vote. Did they vote on... What they decide?
To ban children from doing drag at school.
This little boy was making coin, okay? He was making bank. He was doing live performances everywhere.
Yeah, Miss Mayhem, Maehem, Mayhem.
Yeah.
Will no longer be allowed to do drag at school, unfortunately. I would like to empower Miss Mayhem. Tell your mother and father, go on a tour because there's money. There is so much money in drag, especially when you're a white queen, because they go up for you a lot.
Come on out.
Because a black queen, they be like, oh, that's an old faggot. That's an old sissy.
Don't say stuff like that.
That's what they say to the children.
Oh,
how many times do you think Nigel Shelby heard that?
Many times you think I heard it?
So
ghetto.
So if you knew that you heard it back then, you know kids like Nigel Shelby.
We don't use language like that no more. Stop that bullshit. Y'all got all us fucked up. Don't make me go get my army out here. Stop saying stuff like that. But I'm preaching to the choir. But okay.
Yes. So I wish you all the power and all the success, Miss Mayhem, Maehem.
Tour, girl. Tour.
Get out here, make this money, and be somebody better than the legislature of Ohio wants you to be. Because
children under 18 can't do drag.
Because they let them do fucking Halloween every year. Nobody said, oh, you're a ninja. That's scary. That's scary. Now, when I put on a wig and lipstick, oh shit, girl.
Freddy versus Jason Fish.
You're being sexualized now. What about the girls that wear cheerleader outfits with the fucking skirt up to their coochie lip? That's okay, but he can't be in drag. All right.
More at 5.
Okay.
More at 11.
Okay. The next story was HIV rates falling in New South Wales of Australia. The story had been going on for the last week and a half. And unfortunately, we just ran out of fucking time last week. But we got time. The HIV rates have plummeted to the lowest since records began in all of Australian history. So since Australia has been counting the number of HIV infections and number of HIV people in its population, this is the lowest number of ever. And for the third year running, the number of people acquiring HIV has fallen steadily. The report done by the World Health Organization is saying that the record has been going on for 35 years and steadily declining. They attribute to the low numbers based on what's going on with Australia's theory on PrEP. What they're currently doing with PrEP is highly publicized, is highly recommended by primary care physicians, is literally gotten everywhere the way that it's supposed to in other countries, but Australia happens to be doing it right. Overall, for 2018, just 278 New South Wales residents were notified to the NSW Health as living with HIV. So imagine a whole city.
Yeah.
278 people are the only people that acquired HIV.
We don't like that there's 278.
But
only 278.
When we look at DC and the numbers are in the tens of thousands.
Oh my God.
And the same things are offered and the same things can be acquired by people in both cities. There is a disparity.
You're in the capital of America. You should
in the capital of America, and for free, and if not free, extremely cheap. The same things that are keeping people HIV negative in New South Wales, Australia, are the same things that are available to people in New York, DC, and Atlanta. But we have tens of thousands of people that are contracting HIV every year.
Atlanta is the home of the CDC, so yeah.
She got a lot of work too. But I think that it's a great lesson for us to talk about as far as risk management and risk reduction. It is working. It is working in a place where it's supposed to work and where they're putting their whole ass behind a marketing campaign, putting their whole ass behind medical directors actually knowing what the fuck it is and being able to prescribe it and track people that are on the prescriptions.
Here for it.
Absolutely here for it.
Here for it.
It's a 17% drop from 2013 to 2017. The average then was only 335 cases a year. And so that is a 17% drop, which again makes it still the lowest. Of the 278 cases, 78% were men who have sex with men, because yeah. And of that group, just over half were born overseas. So half of those people had come to Australia and then acquired HIV. So that's also an important thing to notice, that more natural born Australians were not being diagnosed with HIV. And so, again, I piggyback that off of previous reports that we talked about where the seventh man in the whole world had acquired HIV while on PrEP but not adherent to PrEP. There are places where people are on PrEP and actually doing the risk mitigation, actually doing the risk reduction. And we have a whole city where there's only 278 people acquiring PrEP in 365 days. We can do better as a community. We have to do better, and we have an example of doing better. RuPaul's Best Friend race happened. Plastique Tiara and Miss Vanjie happened to lip sync for their lives this episode. What'd you think of the lip sync?
I think Brooklyn Heights for the win.
I mean, I guess.
And that's all I got. I don't know. Y'all can have a whole competition. Like, when y'all get through, the top 4 needs to include Brooklyn Heights from Nashville. Nashville for the win. That was my Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Trash.
Okay.
I don't care what y'all do. I do not care what y'all do. As long as my faith is safe, she be like, oh,
Brooklyn Heights.
I deserve so much this week. I did so much and I should not be safe. Ma'am, safe is go get you to the top 4. It worked for these other white girls. You just need to be safe. Just be safe. And pay $10,000 like Alaska did. If it's to keep you safe. I just got to make it to next week. I got to make it to next week. So,
I'm
have
tired.
the rest of this.
I'm tired.
You look like it.
Yeah.
We're recording this at 12:45 a.m. You look tired, wench.
Another blonde white girl.
Sure.
How many blonde white girls
Silky
have
not going to take it?
No, because she's not polished enough and she doesn't believe in herself enough.
Well, lead with that.
Well, it's not about who's losing. It's about who's going to win. Because
Okay.
it's a whole bunch of girls that's not gonna win.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna make the argument about Silky, who's not
But you
gonna
just
win.
said Silky. You said Vanessa Vanjie versus
Plastique Tiara.
somebody. I was like, I don't even know. Okay, Brooklyn. Okay, right. Okay, that's where I'm at. Focus. Laser focus. Laser focus.
On a white girl with blonde hair winning. Again.
Shout out.
With more than, 70-80% of the seasons won by a white girl with blonde hair?
Shout out. Come on.
I'm not here for it. I'm no.
That's the point of the show. That's the point. Whole point of the show.
She's cute. She has some looks. She still has not given us no personality yet. And that does not make the next drag superstar, America's next drag superstar, to me. There have been so many other pretty white girls with blonde hair to come on this show. She ain't even the prettiest of them all.
And who's your pick to win?
I would pick Evie at this point.
Okay. And why do you support Evie's crowning?
I support diversity, one.
Okay.
I support someone that has been consistent throughout the show.
True.
She's been consistent whether they liked it or not.
True.
It was consistently her.
True. Wrong 0 times. True.
And I'm just tired of the narrative that you have to be white and blonde to win this goddamn show.
Okay.
And they continuously prove that a white and blonde girl is the girl that should be winning, and that's white America already. We got to bring that into drag. Fuck that. I think this is the best that Nina West has ever looked, and she had to cover her face to do that. So that's a point.
And next week is a magic show, so
maybe she'll just disappear.
And next week is a magic show. Oh, tune in. Yeah.
But I did think that Plastique Tiara wore Vanjie's ass out in that lip sync. And I think they only kept Vanjie because of ratings. And they're going to continue to keep Vanjie because we just want another week of keeping her here.
We or the producers?
The producers.
Okay.
Because we,
stated plain.
We, the audience, are tired.
T.I. read.
They have told you week after week, listen, we're tired of seeing you look like this.
She was a mess in the goddamn Snatch Game. And then when they did The Library Is Open, she turned around and asked, why ain't nobody laughing? Because you're not funny, sis.
Definitely not funny in that way. You're just funny to look at.
Ooh.
So it's funny that people laugh at you, and then it's funny that people laugh with you. Those are two different funnies.
Mm-hmm.
Vanjie is not the funny that we are laughing with.
Mm-hmm.
Vanjie is the funny that we're laughing at. Because she doesn't realize that you are funny. It's not that your comedy is funny. It's just, oh, this girl thought she was funny. She thought she was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not giving my Puerto Rican sister too much, because I would rather her win than a white girl with blonde hair. But facts are facts. But Plastique Tiara did wear her ass out in that lip sync. Finally, in all of the tepid topics, as every week, hashtag Arrest Ed Buck is still gonna be on this show. Ed Buck has consistently gotten away with what white men continuously get away with in this country.
Where he working? We can't tweet his job.
It was also uncovered that he's a registered Republican in the last week.
But he was donating to Democrats.
He's been
a major Democrat donor.
Yes.
As a registered Republican.
Yes. The bitch is sleazy. The bitch is sleazy. The bitch is grimy. The bitch is gross. We have got to get her the fuck off of American streets right now. And I realized, I looked up updates to the story. The last update didn't even happen from a major news organization the whole month of April. No one covered it the whole
NBC Black?
Nope. No one covered it the whole month of April, which means that the whole month of May, nobody's going to cover it again, and he's going to be right back where he was a year ago, where something happened, shit died down, nobody talked about it, he's free to kill another nigga again. Not on my watch. Hashtag Arrest Ed Buck. He's got to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to talk about it every damn week until he is arrested. Thank you.
This week in social studies, there are approximately 19.6 million Americans suffering with rhinitis, aka allergies. Mm-hmm. According to onhealth.com, If you're planning on moving to the coast to escape your allergies, think carefully. It's true that coastal areas often have lower collagen. Oh, I'm thinking collagen because I do need a collagen update for my skincare. Does 6 for Luxury have some collagen
He does.
products?
He does.
I was thinking.
I got a facial from him. Yeah.
um,
Wow. Yeah, that sounded off.
It's true that coastal areas often have lower pollen counts than inland places, but they are not pollen free. Something about seaweed raw something. It was kind of gay. It can travel up to 400 miles into the ocean. So
You're never gonna go anywhere on this whole planet and be away from pollen.
but it was said that like if you go previously it was thought that if you go into a desert area that you would be able to
You would be
survive.
exposed to less. Yes.
But then with Las Vegas now they want to have all the plants. Las Vegas want to have all the things. You still can't escape it because of capitalism. So there's that. While we navigate these amazing flowers, I be walking the word like, oh my god, the cherry blossoms look so nice. And manage our brunch outdoors. Make sure you are taking the right antihistamine with the active ingredient that you need. Just as a young gay, aka 11, 12, 13, it was
young.
recommended that you take Benadryl. And I asked you how to say this word because I don't know what this word is. What this word is?
Diphenhydramine.
Bam. This is an antihistamine. And also Claritin, which is a popular, longer lasting antihistamine, the active ingredient, and that is loratadine. I hope I said that right.
Close enough.
A lot of people tell me that they recommend Zyrtec, and I was looking up why, and it turns out that cetirizine, is that the right word?
Cetirizine.
Ooh, child, I'm trying here, y'all. Is a fast-acting antihistamine, but a side effect of that for many people is that it makes them sleepy. So what's the word? Cetirizine makes you sleepy. You're not an outlier. It does it to a lot of the girls. But I like Claritin. Okay, but let me finish. Also, in Tylenol cold and flu, there is
Doxylamine.
What's this word?
Succinate.
Bam. So I'm currently taking Claritin with the Tylenol cold and flu because I find that the loratadine and the
You're taking them at the same time?
yeah, it's really helping take care of two different triggers in my allergies. So I'm taking those both at the same time. Some medications include a decongestant called pseudoephedrine, aka Claritin D, which is like the Beyonce of allergy medicine to me. Which is required to be kept behind the counter because the girls be making meth.
Often.
But
Hashtag take down Tina.
a question I kind of sort of had, but I kind of sort of don't have, is but the active ingredient in Mucinex, guaifenesin, is not required to be kept behind the counter, but it's a decongestant as well. And so are we?
It's not used to make the same drugs though.
Because everybody in the hood is always like, girl, I'm on that Mucinex, XOPM, QR. And I'm like, but that's an expectorant.
Guaifenesin
is an expectorant, which is going to make you produce mucus and coughs or whatever will get the things out. But I don't need that. I need things the antihistamine, which will keep the things down, sis. I'm exposed to it, but I don't want it to you could get snatched up. I'm not trying to get snatched up.
Problematic.
When I'm exposed to it.
Yeah, so it's a difference between a decongestant, aka an expectorant, versus a antihistamine. One is supposed to decongest, move fluid. Antihistamine is supposed to repress the histamine that's already in your lungs, in your nasopharyngeal airway, and in your skin. Those are the things that make you allergic to things. So when hives happen, skin. When you sneeze a lot, nasopharyngeal airway. When your throat closes, those things are allergens attacking your system, and your system thinking that it's got to defend itself. So an antihistamine is supposed to tell your system, calm down, girl.
Huh?
We are not dying.
Stop being dramatic.
It is pollen. don't die. That's all. But a decongestant is, my lungs have so much fluid in it. I need to get all of this shit out. Those things don't
That
happen.
sounds like pneumonia.
That's the precursor to pneumonia.
Okay.
When you have so much that it's a buildup that it takes away the volume that you can breathe in air, which you need to live. Another story for another day. But antihistamine drugs are different than decongestant drugs. I don't think Mucinex makes an antihistamine, but people that are not nurses and people that are not doctors should not be telling you what to get as far as prescriptions.
Folks on Instagram always want to send you a DM, like, because, girls love checking in from the hospital bed. So then the girl, what you going through? You can talk to me. Talk to you about what, ma'am?
Tell them that you're gonna be all right. Send thoughts and prayers, but don't send me your prescription suggestions unless you have a nursing license or a medical degree. But it's also a journey, so everyone's antihistamine is not going to work for everyone else. Claritin D may work really good for you. Zyrtec may work really good for other people. You have to try different things and see what works best for you and stick with that. And if you have not found it on
because right now I'm doing both.
Yeah,
I'm doing double penetration. Shout out to our Patreon content.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But some of it may not be just over the counter. You may have to talk to an actual allergy doctor, ear, nose, and throat doctor to figure out other things. You may need a shot every week. There's some people that need shots.
Oh, I've definitely gotten shots when it got bad. Oh, get a shot in 24 hours. Oh, good night rest.
Yeah. And so
good night rest.
You may need a steroidal injection. You don't know, but try all of the over the counter different things, and if none of those work, find an allergy doctor, find an ear, nose, and throat specialist that can point you in the right direction of something that may not be over the counter.
What's next for us?
As I said at the top of the podcast, Sexual Health is over on Patreon. So typically this is where Sexual Health would be. But if you would like to hear Sexual Health this week and it was fire, get over to our Patreon right now. It is a link in our bio. For at least $1 a month, you can go and listen to Sexual Health this week. And again, we talked about 2 dicks.
Guaifenesin? I'm trying to pronounce these words. I like words. Guaifenesin, okay.
Okay. Next is Songs for Our Souls.
So, Fantasia is dropping her new single this week, May 3rd. If this is May 4th or May 5th when you're listening, it's out. So, I haven't listened to it yet. But on the live on Instagram, she's like, I'm an independent artist right now. And, I'm doing everything I can. I can't believe the girls don't want Fantasia on their labels. Fantasia's not profitable. Can't imagine me in a world where Fantasia's not a profitable artist. But cool. Sure, it's Trump's America. So, Fantasia teased that Jasmine Sullivan and Brandy will be on her next album. She's like, I'm an independent artist. I called in some favors from some friends. And yeah, just stay tuned because the album going to be good. And when she mentioned that those two are you can find in some favors. Bitch, first of all, them 2 hoes should be proud to be on your fucking album. But also, just my antihistamine going to kick in and I'm going to calm down.
Oh, okay.
And so, I'm so excited for Fantasia's next album. The new single's dropping this Friday. And so, I also had to remember, what are my favorite Jasmine Sullivan songs? Because I've never really been a fan of Jasmine Sullivan.
Leave, get out.
Because I feel like she's when people say like overrated artists, people love to bring up Beyonce.
Okay, so Here For It podcast is now only hosted by one person.
So
the other
I'm
person
coming back around.
Is deceased.
Come around the mountain. So I remember Jasmine Sullivan's first single, Need You Bad, co-written by Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. And I'm just like, wow, I do remember this song. I really remember how I liked this song. And song.
Ooh, the country is whooping your ass this week.
So I really liked Boy, I Need You Bad as My Heartbeat, bad as the food I eat, bad as the air I breathe. Baby, I Need You Bad. I was like, wow. I really like, and so just the memories of that song and what I'm expecting from this new Fantasia album had me in my feelings. And Need You Bad is the song for my soul.
I love that song. Definitely top 5 of Jasmine Sullivan. But you got
Nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, you definitely got to dig more into some other albums because she's got
that Lions and Tigers and Bears. I was like, oh, this is so cliche.
That's fine. You ain't have to, I like that one. You ain't gotta like that one. But there's so much other one. From that album, there's a good 4 other gems.
Okay, well,
a good 4 other gems.
I'm gonna comb through it, and I got a fade. So, wish me luck.
That's a fade.
Wish me luck.
Okay. The song for my soul this week is also a Missy Elliott production.
All right, now. Come on now.
And so I didn't know that was gonna be his song, and he didn't know that this was gonna be mine. But this song is extremely timely. It's extremely special. I love this song, and it is one of the only times that we get to hear Beyonce just be regular.
Crazy feelings
as a singer.
What is this gonna be? I'm trying to anticipate.
You're not going to, and that's fine.
Beyonce and Missy.
Here it is. Beyonce.
Huh?
I know you ain't letting that broke down, insecure LL Cool J wanna be nigga trying to keep you in the house on another Friday night. Beyonce says.
Come on, narrator.
Just go ahead.
Huh?
I'ma stay here with my man. Ain't nothing out there for me. Ain't nothing out there for me, she says again. Reiterates. And then triple reiterates, ain't nothing out there for me. This is where I want to be. I done already been in them streets.
Woo.
And I ain't came across nothing so sweet. He's the only man that I love, and I don't need more than one. So don't worry when I'm hanging out. He's the only one that I'm thinking about. Country.
Texas.
Girl.
Huh?
You know I don't get high.
Girl, with my daddy? No.
You know I don't get high. No fuck talk about some come to the goddamn ladies' night, girl. I ain't got no money. We trying to get free drinks. First off, Missy Elliott, you
thought for 7 inches. Woo.
So I left out some problematic stuff in the song and just highlighted the best parts of what Beyonce was saying, because what she was saying was absolutely valid and correct. And I want y'all to take that into spring 2019, because this is the time to be back out in the streets and seeing what's popping and what's not. But if you already got something that's already popping, stay your ass at home.
Mm-hmm.
You done been out here on many a spring Sunday fun days, out here laying the low.
Put your canvas sneakers away
and spreading it wide.
Yeah.
If you got a Jay-Z at home and you got to work on that nigga, just work on that nigga. That's fine.
If you got to move, move at least a minimum of 1,000 miles.
Ain't nothing out there for me in these streets.
That was on whose album? Missy's?
That was on Missy's classic 2002 Under Construction album.
Come on.
It was a cut from that album. We don't say cut.
A deep cut.
That was a cut from that album. Not only was she able to just say, "Hey Beyonce, come over here and do something real quick."
Girl, I'd have produced 3 or 4 for you, girl. Favor, hello.
Can't really do that no more these days.
Yeah, Beyonce ain't giving too much favor.
Well, she's giving some favor to the fans right now.
Come on out.
So, that is the song for my soul.
What are you here for this week?
That is definitely the song for my soul. So on my timeline before we started the podcast, was a friend of mine who knows a transgender soldier that is being retired at E5. That is not a typical retirement.
Not by her request.
Not by her request. But being retired at E5, very young in her career, is something that is just not done anymore on active duty. You do not see it anymore. It's almost it was against an old regulation back when I was.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What's causing you to do this, ma'am?
You couldn't, because you were too young in your career to retire. Was the old regulation that was going on when I was in a couple years ago. But obviously they have amended that so that they can put out some of these younger soldiers that are transgendered under Trump's trans ban. So she's going to be having her retirement ceremony on Friday. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it because I'll be at work. But I will be there in spirit. Congratulations on getting the fuck out of an institution that does not see the value, unfortunately, in everything that you've given for this country. Mia Slater is a double combat veteran, being in Afghanistan and Iraq for both of her tours. But my here for it this week is to California, New Mexico, Oregon, Nevada, and Washington State's National Guard, who have defied the current resident of the White House. He has pushed this trans ban for the better part of 2 years since he's been quote unquote president. And we have 5 states National Guard that are not going to put it into implementation. They have taken the Republican.
I ain't gonna do it.
They've taken the very Republican line of states' rights. In this state, we decide what our rights are.
I ain't gonna do it.
And I have never been behind that
do it
until now.
Oh, when it applies to you, oh, okay.
It doesn't apply to me. It applies to my brothers and sisters. Because I'm not trans.
Well, you look like it with those boobs.
Thank
that was
you.
a joke.
Thank you.
I don't want to get canceled.
Wow. You're working on it. But they will not be kicking out troops in their formations anytime soon. Those are 5 states, and hopefully the number grows. I would like to see more states that are not on the same coast as California, Washington, Oregon, and New Mexico. I would like to see some Eastern Shore states. I would like to see some Northern and Midwest states. We know Southern, almost a lost cause. But I want to see more states. There are 5 states that are defying the current resident of the White House, and I want that 5 to turn into 10. I want that 10 to turn into 15, that 15 to turn into 25.
It's like a pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme to kick trans people out of the military. So,
and we're not here for it.
Absolutely. But what I am here for is the 5 current states that are not going to implement the trans ban that the Trump administration has been pushing down our throats for the better part of 2 years. I'm absolutely here for it. Stand independent. Fuck that bitch. Keep your trans troops in your formations.
Keep them heels on his neck.
Or patty melts if you wear patty melts.
This week, I'm not here for it, y'all. Together. And I know I can get loud and talk fast as a bottom. And my country accent is the lot. So I'm going to try to say this slowly. Shane Pichet, 26-year-old bus driver of the kids down to the New York state, has raped a 14-year-old girl. He was known before the indictments and things for taking kids to his house and serving them alcohol. But on this specific day, he took home a 14-year-old girl and raped her in his house. And down to the sentencing ceremony, he was served 0 days in jail. Why? Because it was only one victim. And that I don't even know what the rest of the excuses are. I'm not here for it, okay? Because if there was a black man, if there had been a black gay man, if there had been an Indian American, if there had been a Mexican American, if there had been a Nicaraguan American,
American. Yes, I want to be one
of
those.
If it had been anything except Italian-born American down to the Colombian whatever, the results would be different from this sentencing. And so, Sean Pichet, wherever that's from, Greek, where that is, I'm not here for it. He should have the books thrown at him the same way that y'all threw the book at Bill Cosby. And he's the father of America. None of these white men could do it.
Not my America.
So, Sean, whatever, blah, so he gonna register as a sex offender where this was like an isolated incident. He would probably never ever do this again. And he gets to be one of those. When you are in charge of children and you take advantage of that leadership given to you, I don't trust you beyond where I can see you push your shopping carts. Because what are you shopping for? Children? What is that soap called with the fragrance? It's more fragrance than it is soap. Old Spice. It's more fragrance than it is soap in there.
Gross.
Get y'all some Dove or something. Soften them damn pores.
Ouch. Yeah, I'm absolutely also not here for that. I think that the judge that made that ruling should refer back to Emmett Till's situation. because when the shoe was on the opposite foot and a black boy was accused of sexually assaulting a white woman.
No, he catcalled the white woman. He didn't even do nothing to
Well,
her.
I'm saying sexual assault as in what the standards are today. He didn't actually do anything to her. But when the same standards were applied to a black young boy, he didn't make it to court. He didn't get no lawyer. He didn't get a day in court. He didn't get a trial. He was killed same day. And his mama had to bury him. And for the privilege of a white grown man to just be he only did it to one girl, so
only one victim. What the
I mean,
fuck?
let's not throw the baby out with
here.
let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater here. He only did it to one girl. I mean, like, if it was two, I can understand, Bob. But it was one girl. She'll be all right. She'll shake it off. Me too.
Me too.
No,
I'm not here for it.
Absolutely not here for it. It has come time for our favorite part of the podcast.
This is your favorite part.
Okay. If you have alcohol or alcoholic beverages available to you, make sure that you pour out a shot and take a last call with us.
What kind of wine do you guys drink when you're cooking, when you're listening to our podcast, when you're down to the happy hour? What kind of wine do you drink? Use our hashtag HereForItHive and communicate with us on the internet. I'm definitely on Twitter all the time and Instagram. Eddie Superman is only on Facebook because he old.
No, I'm on OnlyFans.
I think it's just for fans now. I think we stepped away because OnlyFans network had went down for like 2 days.
I'm on ConnectPal then.
We don't use it. Oh my god. Oh, okay, so I need to school you on the net.
I'm on BGC.
The forums still work, so
yeah.
Progress.
So again, take a shot with us. It is our last call.
I want to do some wine.
I want to be a nigger. In the words of Azalea Banks. Don't die.
I was like, what is this we drinking?
It don't matter.
I should have got what our listener had recommended, but I was trying to do something different this week, and then it failed me.
Yeah, so. Look at that. What is your last call?
My last call this week, times 2, is to Nigel Shelby. Seeing his casket made it worse for me this week. I know that we said previously, like, we wish we could have been there. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have spoke to him. I wish that I had all these things that we wished and all these things that we thought. But to see a casket of a 15-year-old, vibrant, young black man who had such a bright future ahead of him, whatever.
Ooh, words.
But tequila. So it's just that really did something to. And then I had to close that and then go back to what I was doing at work. And then I was just like, y'all, I'm gonna need a minute. I gotta step outside. I had to take a break when I saw his casket. I just couldn't do it. Just, if there's anybody listening to Here For a Podcast, you can always message me. You can always call me. Child, all the apps allow the calling feature now. I pick up most of the time. Message me anywhere, anytime. If you need someone to talk to about things you're going through, things going on, I always make myself available. I just don't like seeing stories like this. So rest in peace again to Nigel Shelby. His mother should not have to bury her son, especially under these circumstances. So rest in peace, Nigel Shelby. That's
absolutely.
My last call.
He was one of our last calls last week and still our last call this week. Unfortunately, we were in some circles this week where they only knew his first name and not his last name. Like, it was very difficult. I'm not going to do a lot of judging there. I'm just going to leave that where that lies. But if you are seeking mental health help or need mental health help and don't feel comfortable talking on the phone, we've talked about a suicide line where you can text 741-741. Just text the word GO, and a mental health provider will reach out to you via text. If you don't want to talk on the phone, they can text to you about what's going on today. You can get it all out via text if you feel like that's the only medium that you want to talk in, or you can have them call you. Again, the app is 741. Seeking mental health. Seeking mental health is not crazy. Not seeking mental health is crazy. My last call this week will be to a model and LGBTI rights advocate. His name is Taos Soares. He's a Brazilian who died unexpectedly while walking a catwalk. And I think that it is a sad story. Obviously not as sad as Nigel, who took his own life, but it's a sad story of a young guy. I believe he was 25.
He was young.
25 years old, somewhere around there. But he died doing what he loved.
That's the way to go out, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's the way to go out, though.
That's not sad. I'm
a model. I want to be on the catwalk.
He was on a big catwalk, being paid wonderful money.
Yeah,
in Brazil.
To me in Brazil. Ooh, imagine me.
Yeah. And he was walking the show in Sao Paulo, Brazil, when he suddenly collapsed in front of a horrified crowd. No one knew what happened. And allegedly half of his fans didn't even know that he was gay. His best friend has come out since, talking about his gayness and talking about his
legacy,
impact as a LGBTI supporter and activist, even though people didn't know that he was a part of the community himself. I felt that it was deserving of him to get my last call this week because I love modeling, and if I had to pick things to be my last thing to do, it'd be awesome to be walking the catwalks, laying the catwalk, and be like, okay, well, that was my last second. Catwalk the fuck out of this goddamn life. So I think that was a great way to see people doing things that they love all the way up until the day that they died.
Say his name again.
Taos Soares.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in power, Taos Soares. Again, a LGBT rights advocate and international model who collapsed while doing what he loved. That is my last call this week. Make sure that you tune in next week. We will be doing our Avengers spoiler review. I know some of you hoes. Ain't seen it yet.
Nice. We being nice this week. We're gonna give y'all 1 week off. I'm moving my bang as I say this. We can take a 1 week off.
It's synthetic. It's synthetic. It's the itch.
It I was gonna say it do itch, but I was keeping it to myself. Yeah, I moved my bang. It itch a little taste, but the Avengers review is coming. I want to go see the movie again. 3 hours. I want to submit myself to this.
You submit yourself to
I could do it twice.
You submit yourself to a lot. I believe that as well. So that is this week's episode of Here For It Podcast. Make sure you guys check out our Patreon. Make sure you check out our sponsor this week, Project Briggs. We will leave a link in the episode description as well. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Make sure you leave comments. Make sure you like the episode. And we will see you next week.
Take your Truvada.
Take your Truvada.
Okay.
The revolution will be televised.
It will? Promise?
Yes.